Hello, Ashes Nation. Today we are playing the first game of the legendary Knockout Arena Ashes 500, hosted by Carl. We have already built our decks. Today I'm playing against No Such Method. And I'm gonna get the lobby ready, and if we wait for our opponent, I'll do a little deck. If not, I'll explain what's going on in the middle of the game. Today I'm recording on my phone, so it's not live. My voice might sound a little bit different too, so I'll adjust the volume and the mix, all that stuff. Okay, Ashes 500. Great. Game is up. So today we are playing a deck inspired heavily by one of Red King's creation about a year ago. He built a bunch of variations on Sniper Voltron, where you use a unit that's particularly difficult to disrupt, and you give it alert and rooted with devotion to have like a super powerful shield behind which to hide. And then you use I'm using Frostbite and Dream Fracture for inevitability, along with Butterfly Monk to keep myself alive. Then I have a bunch of area of effect and more alterations to help keep my phylactery, as he calls it, right? Your unit that keeps you alive, your Voltron unit. If you can stack like double root armor, devotion, holy relics, it's pretty hard to kill at this point. One of the downsides of Shadowhound is that obviously Shadowhound does not have a recover value, so you lose a little bit of efficiency and round over round, but in return you get the possibility to summon another one if the first one dies, if that buys you just enough time. And also Hound has stock, so in some situations you might summon the second one and use it as a stock unit just to take out some specific threats, like a pesky Realm Walker maybe. Although the advantage of playing in Meoni is that you have access to Command Strike, and Command Strike with a 5 power Hound is really powerful, especially since your opponent cannot really Fate Reflect the Command Strike efficiently because you don't give them a good target. Now, so of course this is a Ashes 500, so all the cards that we put into our deck has a specific cost, and the deck cannot cost more than 500. I think I'm at around 480. And what was I gonna say? Yeah, so my deck doesn't cost a lot because all of the alterations are very cheap. A lot of the AoE is a little bit undercosted maybe. My spellboard is not overly expensive. And Meoni herself is super cheap. So this means that I get to have a fairly efficient removal suite with like 2 Fork Lightnings, 2 Nature's Wrath, 3 Meteor, 1 Survival of the Fittest if my opponent gets too greedy, and of course I have every round a massive command strike to take out maybe a knight or something like that. And hopefully my opponents don't have enough AoE of their own or too many Guiltlings, Realmwalkers, stuff like that. I hope that the Ashes 500 format will mean that slightly more fringe strategies like mine can go under the radar and really exploit this, the fact that the card quality will be lower in my opponent's decks. Alright, my opponent says he is ready, I think. Cool. We are gonna go in. Hopefully not Astrea. Nice. It's Brennan. Ooh, probably a burn deck. Alright. So that's fine. Against the burn deck, I might need to race. It's a little hard to judge because on one hand, the Hound can only block 1 unit, right? So I know I want my 2 books. I know I want my Devotion. I know I want the Root Armor. My opponent might start on a Meteor, but I'm also representing Snake even though I don't have it. So my opponent might instead go for something like Fester, and that Fester is gonna rot in his hand. So I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 2 Divine and 1 time left to spend. So I'm gonna go Fork Lightning and Command Strike, I guess. Fork Lightning, Command Strike, does that make sense? Or do I want to start directly on Frostbite? Hard to say. Maybe Nature's Wrath too. No, I think it's fine as is. I'm gonna go with this. I'm gonna let my opponent go first. Hopefully my opponent doesn't rush me too hard, but I really need that top of round 2, I think, if I'm gonna stabilize. But maybe it's a bit reckless. Maybe I was supposed to go first to prevent my opponent from going like Huntmaster, Widows, or Raptor Herder, Widow. Changing Winds. Wow, okay, this is not what I was expecting. Now I hope my opponent doesn't have more weird tricks. Wow. Alright. I mean, it makes sense, right? The full optimized burn deck probably costs too much for Ashes 500. Yeah, so depending on what I do, it kind of sells that I'm not on Snake, right? I'm gonna start with this, and I think I don't care about selling the illusion of being on Snake as much as I care about like preventing needless meditations. This game might go long if my opponent is playing Bounce Castle. I might need all the cards in my deck that I can. Yeah, change of heart, right. I can go Shadowhound Root Armor, maybe. I'll just go Butterfly Monk, I think. I have 20 life, right? So like there's a solid buffer before I start being worried about what my opponent wants to do. Shining Stag, nice. This is gonna be my command strike target. My opponent is not representing a good reaction to Shadowhound. At best, it's gonna be Angelic Rescue, and like I highly doubt that this is what my opponent first fived. Not gonna lie. So I could go Shadowhound, attack, Devotion if my opponent does nothing. But my opponent could also have Meteor. Oh wait, no, I can do Shadowhound Root Armor, then my Hound is protected. Yeah. Shadowhound Root Armor, yep. And my opponent doesn't have Spin Down. That's the other thing I want to know. Right? Because like if my opponent has Spin Down and I attack, then my Hound is open to removal, and we really don't want to do that. So we're gonna see what my opponent do. I think he's starting to catch on that I'm not actually a snake deck, and I'm really a Hound deck. Like the play of Shadowhound Root Armor kind of sells it pretty hard. My opponent activates Changing Wind, raises a goat, draws a card. One of the card my opponent had already seen, probably. Changing Winds, but back on top. Or bottom. I didn't bother to check. Ooh, Blood Puppeteer. Okay. So how do I want to do that? I could go Fort Lightning. Probably not what I want to do. Could go there. So my opponent still has a bunch of cards in hand. I might just play Butterfly Monk. No, not that either. Well, what do I do if I don't play Butterfly Monk? I could also attack Puppeteer. Hope to strand my opponent out of Shining Stag Mount's targets. No, probably not. I don't think that's gonna work. Importantly, Butterfly Monk is gonna be very weak to Change of Heart. So this is the other thing I want to keep in mind. So if there's nothing better to do, I'm just gonna attack Blood Puppet. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. And then I'm gonna go Devotion. Yeah. Devotion. Yeah, and with Devotion, then my Hound is immune to Lightbringer too, so that's pretty nice. Now we'll see what my opponent wants to do. If he uses his Shining Stag Mount right now, he has 4 dice left. Maybe something like a Knight plus an Anchor Knot, maybe double Anchor Knot and Old Salt. Old Salt was super expensive. I don't think that's what it is. Maybe Light Swordsman. If it's Light Swordsman, that could be a little bothersome because he'll eventually outrace my my Hound's healing. Yeah. But it doesn't... Yeah, Light Swordsman was kind of expensive too, so it depends really. My opponent activates the Shining Stag Mount, and he's gonna, if he attacks me, I'm just gonna eat it in the face. I don't really care that much right now. I can always delete it later on with command strike. It's not the worst thing. I really don't want to risk losing my Shadowhound to like Meteor because I did a very risky block or something like that. I don't need to take that risk. And Butterfly Monk is gonna heal me eventually too, so... Now we wait and see what my opponent wants to do. If my opponent plays a Knight, I'm gonna have Command Strike plus Fort Lightning to kill the Knight and damage the Shining Stag mount. If natural power die, okay, sure. I'm gonna heal myself. That's a 1-for-1 and I healed myself. I don't mind this at all. If my opponent passes, I just command strike and kill his Shining Stag mount. My opponent passes, wow. Okay, I'm just gonna command strike. So here, hit this, and then I'm gonna pass 2. I don't need to extend more than that. These are good rolls. Nice. So what do I want to do first? Crystal armor, Fort Lightning, crystal shield. All right. So what are the worst things that I need to check from my opponent? In the card pool, there's like Widows is a little bit dangerous, but not super dangerous right now. There's Meteor I want to look out for, and I don't think there's much else in those colors, right? Yeah, no, should be good. So I could just play Dream Fracture. I could, yeah, I think I'm gonna play Dream Fracture. And Dream Fracture, Crystal Shield, maybe? Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna use my illusion because I don't have a ton of other uses for it. Yeah. Like this. Yep. Back to my opponent. So now I have a very slow clock of Dream Fracture, potentially pressuring my opponent, though Changing Wind means that my opponent is not gonna run out of stuff to do anytime soon. Right, so what do I do? Do I just pass, honestly? Could be. Yeah, I think I don't need to I don't need to do the first move, right? My opponent can't really pass right now. Like he could go like frog ping his own puppeteer, give me a blood puppet, but I don't think that's so good. Really? Wow. Okay. Pass? No. That's fine. I can try to out-heal it with my Butterfly Monk. That's fine. Think I just play crystal armor on there and pass. I'm really under like very little pressure because I think I'm building a better endgame than my opponent. So I just need to take my draws, don't over meditate, and hopefully I can outgrind my opponent. My opponent goes Raptor Herder. So I'm gonna Raptor Herder, Shining Stag Mount. Right. Yeah, the other thing though is, Stag does give my opponent a bunch of card advantage, which is not ideal. But oh well. I'm gonna kill my opponent's small stuff. If my opponent wants to clear my blood puppet for me, I am very happy. I think I Dream Fracture anyways, because I have generosity, so yeah, might as well. And I don't necessarily want to pass, because if my opponent passes, then I can, command strike the blood puppet and I'll be in business. So brings back blood puppeteer to his hand. I think I just command strike the blood puppet and pass the turn. 3 to 4 dice, I think it's fine. Yeah, I think that's how I'm gonna do it. Wait, is it an opponent control? No, it's any unit, so from here to here. Then I'm gonna pass the turn. We are in for the long game. So I've got my second Butterfly Monk. I'm really looking for the one of Shifting Mist right now. I'm gonna try to not meditate too hard, because when I find the Shifting Mist, then my Butterfly Monks are gonna be really better. So Blood Puppeteer comes in again. I'm just gonna... I don't know what to do. Yeah, no, I don't know what to do. If I play a Shadow Hound, does that help me do anything? I could just play Generosity, draw. Yeah, no, I'd need to Dream Fracture first anyways. I realize I've been moving my phone around wildly. The volume is not gonna be consistent, sorry. I'm gonna play Butterfly Monk and pass. Play Summon Butterfly Monk and pass. My opponent uses a... Right, so my opponent just gets in for some damage. I'm gonna tank 3 damage and kill the blood puppet. Could kill the stag, but yeah, no, it's fine. I can tank the damage. I'm at 15, right? Like, we're at the same health, and yeah, my spell board is slowly building. I don't know what to do. I'm gonna Dream Fracture. Empty Dream Fracture. A ceremonial die. It's the one that gives my opponent card advantage. So, yeah. Then I'm gonna probably, so change of heart, fine. My opponent is gonna be able to replay it, but he is gonna need to meditate at least once for it. My opponent passes, I think I can get in the generosity first. I'll use the charm. I really have no other use for the charm besides just bluffing. I'm gonna draw. Nice, I get another Dream Fracture. The pressure is gonna be a little stronger. I'm gonna exhaust the Dream Fracture. So I don't exactly know what my opponent's end game is gonna look like. It might just be Fire Archer recursion. Yeah, I think it's gonna be Fire Archer recursion. So if that's the case, I do have to raise a small clock. I'm gonna go Dream Fracture. My opponent's die. And pass the turn. I'm gonna go play Dream Fracture. I'm gonna spin down. Spin down the Divine. Pass the turn. If my opponent keeps passing, what do I want to do? I'm gonna... Yeah, I'm gonna meditate one from the top here. Survival of the fittest. Okay, that hurts a little bit, but it's not the end of the world. I am gonna... So... do I just play Butterfly Monk? Root Armor makes it invincible, really. I think I'm just gonna play a Butterfly Monk. If my opponent wants to let me heal one, I'm fine with that. It's a little bit weird because I realize I kind of wish I had more draw. Like, I kind of wish I had a draw engine on my spell board, like maybe Abundance, to be able to find my stuff, like find the one of Shifting Mist I'm talking about, find the rest of my Inevitability. I already have meditated one Frostbite, so that's not ideal. I had another version of the deck with a... I don't think I want to give my opponent his Fire Archer again. So I'm just gonna command strike the Shining Stag Mount and pass. Don't want to do that. Ah, man, so many hard decisions. So many hard decisions. Here, hit this one, and I'm gonna pass. And I think I discard Vanish, because Vanish only heals me by 1, and I don't think... Well, Vanish heals me by 2, but like, I don't think it's gonna be super important here. What happened weird? My opponent wanted to keep dice? Maybe, I don't know. Actually, you know what? I'm not gonna discard it because... I'm gonna meditate it. Your Raptor Herder didn't come back. Weird. Weird. I don't really understand what happened, but oh well. So I think I go Dice Power Dream Fracture. That's a line. I could also summon a Shadow Hound. If my opponent has AoE, it's gonna bait it out. Yeah, I think I like this line. The Illusion Power and Dream Fracture. Back to you. Slowly chipping at my opponent. Slowly. My opponent is gonna use Changing Wind and play a... Yeah, play another one of these. Again. So... How do I want to do this? I could just use the other Dream Fracture, I think, or maybe hold it up. Fork Lightning, Nature's Wrath, maybe, I don't know. What if I attack Blood Puppet? Yeah, I'm gonna attack Blood Puppet. If my opponent doesn't guard it, I'm just gonna Fork Lightning. Kill this first. Strand your Blood Puppet, that's fine. It's about trading dice, but like this is not a game about dice. This is a game about inevitability, because my Shadow Hound really blocks all of my opponent's attempts at making progress. So my opponent plays a Raptor Herder. I could just command strike. Yeah, I think I might just do that. Yeah, just command strike, kill this, then you play another Raptor Herder, and yeah. So command strike, use this die and this die. I don't need them. Here, hit the Raptor Herder one. I don't want to give you another Fire Archer. Oh, I need a main action, right? I'm just gonna Dream Fracture you. Yeah, this is weird. I don't understand why it doesn't work. Weird. Yes. Oh, there's also like a very interesting thing where my opponent cannot attack my Butterfly Monk if he wanted to, because I have Crystal Shield. I just noticed somehow. Right, my opponent meditates a bunch. Nice. Archosaurus Mount. That would have been scary. Only one Incarnate left in deck. I'm gonna go Nature's Wrath, I think. If my opponent has Widows, it's a bit of a problem. But no, I think it's fine. I think it's fine. Yeah. Gonna go here. Hit this, hit this. Okay, it doesn't look like Widows. So I'm gonna take a wild guess and say that it isn't. Because, so yeah, it's probably just Ceremonial, bring back Blood Puppeteer, which is, annoying, but we can live with it. I really need like these Frostbites because I'm running out of basic things. My opponent might actually mill me out, I don't know. I need to be careful. Ceremonial Dice Power for a Raptor Herder. Okay, yeah. That's fine. An interesting thing here is that my opponent cannot use Fork Lightning if I summon a Butterfly Monk. So that's probably just what I'm gonna do. Summon a Butterfly Monk. Back to you. My opponent could have like... what could he have? Could have something like Recruit, Rayward Recruit. Could have Old Salt, sure. I'm gonna heal myself. Alright, so Old Salt is a little bit of a problem because I have 4 dice I cannot use right now. So I'm gonna take a bunch of damage. Yeah, I might have made a mistake. Maybe I was supposed to summon the Shadowhound, not just take all the hits in the face. I'm gonna eat 5 damage. Yeah, so I'll be at 11 like my opponent. And my opponent will have top of round, so this is also sort of important. I think I keep this, and this. Yeah. No, I think I keep all these. Yeah. Don't want to discard any card, no. Yeah, I found my Frostbite. Nice. Alright, so I'll be able to spend a bunch of my spare dice a lot better. Also, I realized maybe I should have like a Polarity Mage in here to be able to attack with my Hound actually. Yeah, that's a missed opportunity. Because my opponent is gonna hit me again for 3. Yeah, do I want to give my opponent a fire archer? What is worse? What is worse? Which is gonna be worse? Taking 4 now, taking... Think... it doesn't feel good. Yeah, no, I think I eat the... Yeah, I think I kill the stack. Oh, it's so hard to judge. Alright, let's do it like this. Hopefully, my healing can kick in and... because I have 4 points of burn right now. This is not close enough. Not nearly close enough. I could play Shadowhound to ambush whatever my opponent wants to play. But I don't think that's what I'm gonna do first. So I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna play a Frostbite. Pass to ya. I think I'm gonna meditate this other root armor. I don't think I need it. Unless my opponent actually has another Archosaurus mount, that could be a little bit of a problem. But actually no, because I have Holy Relic, so I can always Holy Relic and Command Strike and deal with my opponent's threat like that. So it's fine. My opponent meditates a bunch, and what does he do? What does he do? What does he do? Passes. My opponent passes. Sure. I'm gonna play my other Frostbite. Back to ya. Fire Archer. Do you bring it back into your hand immediately? Oh wait, no, yeah, you mount it. I'm stupid. Okay. This wasn't quite as intended. I'm gonna play a Shadowhound. At this point, like, I don't think my opponent has a Nature's Wrath, and if he does, right, he's gonna clear out his own raptors. I think it's fine. Yeah, my opponent is gonna summon a Nature's Wrath. Okay, so my opponent did have it. Okay, sure. I'm gonna Frostbite. Do I want to do this? I want to do it. Do I? Yeah, I think. Actually, no, like... Yeah, there's no reason, like, I can block it. I'm gonna take 2. And my Shadowhound still won't be close to dying, so... I'll just take my burn. Start chipping at my opponent. As soon as I can disable ceremonial magic power and more risky lines, like, the better it'll be. Right. I can Nature's Wrath. Might as well. Yeah, I think. Right, so I'm gonna be at 6. I'm gonna meditate this root armor. I don't need it. And the turn. It'll be back to you. Now I have to keep in mind to use my Dream Fractures before I cannot use them anymore. Same with my Command Strike. If I can have a good opportunity to use it, I should use it. My opponent is gonna play a Fire Archer. And... nothing? Alright. What could my opponent have that would be problematic for me to not double Dream Fracture? Not much, I think. So I'm just gonna play Butterfly Monk. There's no need for me to do anything else. If my opponent has a Hammer Knight, this is an easy command strike. I do lose, right, my Dream Fracture value, but, you know, it's not the end of the world. The other thing is that I really need to be careful after that with how I use my dice and my meditations, because I'm pretty close to fatigue. But I think I'm turning the corner. Because my opponent has... Oh, I should have tracked my opponent's hand better. Yeah, it's a mistake not to. Alright, so my opponent just... Sure. I don't want to do this. I can Butterfly Monk attack Fire Archer. I could attack you. Does it matter? Does it matter? Frostbite hit Fire Archer, maybe? I'm gonna attack Fire Archer with my Butterfly Monk. Yeah. Yep, I'm gonna heal. Pass it back to you. If I had, you know, like that Polarity Mage I was talking about, that would have been nice, but I don't, so... I'm gonna burn my opponent for one, pass the turn, then I'm gonna spend my Dream Fractures just denying meditation value out of my opponent. Here, and a turn. Actually, you know what? I could have Command Strike hit my opponent with my Butterfly Monk. Maybe that would have been better. Because do I play Holy Relics? Is there a downside? The downside is that I don't get Holy Relics as a meditation fodder, but I think drawing deeper is worth it. It's hard to say. Right, so my opponent meditates again. Is it crazy if I do this? I'm gonna do it. It's a little bit greedy, but I think my opponent doesn't have good stuff in their hand. And if he does, well, that was dumb. No, he doesn't. Good. So I'm going first. So I have the last Dream Fracture, but I don't have the... But I don't have the Shifting Mist, so that sucks. Maybe I should be playing like 2 or 3 Shifting Mist at this point. And the turn. Burn my opponent for 1. My opponent has a Butterfly Monk after all. Wow. Okay, so that's gonna make the end game a little bit hard. Yeah, I think I just... oh man, what do I do? This feels so risky, because if my opponent has a lot of swarm, I'm a little soft to it. But it's alright. I'm gonna pass here. My opponent plays another changing wind. Perfect counter to my Dream Fractures. Weird matchup for sure. Opponent still has 9 cards in deck. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna Dream Fracture for 1. I don't know. Does it matter? I could cut him off of Divine. Yeah, I think I'm gonna try that instead. Because like realistically, I'm not really gonna... yeah, okay, sure. Shepherd of Lost Souls. Raptor Herder. I can try to cut off my opponent out of nature. That's a possibility. Not super good, but it's a possibility. I could play Generosity and like, I'm dumb. I should have gotten Generosity, found Shifting Mist, but now I don't have the Illusion die for it. Oops. I think I just pass. No, I think I use another Dream Fracture. I don't know. I think I just pass. Yeah. I hope my opponent doesn't have Widows and doesn't have actual burns, right? I don't know. It feels risky. Because I don't have the, the solid reach. Okay, another change of hearts. Shoot. The Fire Archer burn is real. And it's a real risk. I'm gonna meditate a Generosity and play a Butterfly Monk. Thank you. Sure, yeah. I mean, no, I can't really afford to do that. Because I'll only have 5 cards in hand after that. And if I use a Meteor, I will have 0 cards in hand. So... okay, my opponent passes. So that's fine. I'm gonna keep my dice. Please. Please, I need the shift. No, I need the Shifting Mist. Yeah, no, it doesn't work. Well, at least I did roll like really well, so that's nice. Alright, I'm gonna play a Butterfly Monk of my own. Man, it's impossible to mill him out. And I don't know if I'm gonna be fast enough to burn him out. Oh my god, another Butterfly Monk book. No! No! I'm gonna try to cut you off of it. Yeah, no choice. Holy shit, my time, I didn't know this. Oh, whoops. Yeah, I'm probably gonna die to my clock. So I'm just gonna spend every turn passing. Yeah, I've lost this. GG. Ah, sucks. Yeah, I probably would have had a much better time with an actual snake deck here. Or if I had, yeah, if I had like a stronger clock. Maybe I should have had like Whisperers. I don't know. Well, good game, well played to my opponent. It was quite the grind. Yeah. My opponent wasn't lucky with all the engine pieces on the bottom of the deck. But yeah, like the Final Archer burn would have killed me. And I can't really outrace it because my opponent can also heal faster than that. And if I don't block his, basically like he can set up just a really large board and swing and force me to block and or force me to meteor, and it's gonna heal him. So yeah. Yeah, or the other option, of course, was to go into Jessa because she has the much better clock. So maybe that was the way to go, right? Like Jessa with same spell board, but like instead of Dream Fracture, you go deeper into the Shifting Mist, maybe. Or you go in Sympathy to be able to get like Scald combo and what was the Sympathy card I was looking at? Reverberate, of course, but also Transmogrify, right? Yeah. But yeah, the deck would be interesting in Jessa with real burn spells because, like, the problem with Hound Voltron is that your control deck with a better shield than most control decks, but you have a real hard time pressuring other control decks. So if they have inevitability, you kind of lose. So yeah, having real burn spells would have helped me. Like I get my opponent to 6 or something, and then I boom, 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 fire off my burn and kill him. Yeah, yeah. And yeah, the other thing is too, right, with Change of Heart, he's really hard to mill out. Change of Heart and Changing Wind makes it really hard to mill him out. But yeah. Yeah, yeah, you would have won. Yeah, so I realized like the game is finished, right? We were just talking about deck construction and all that. I think I'm gonna stop recording at this point. It's been an hour and almost 20 minutes. So if you've watched this far, thank you. And I'll say bye bye and I'll see you next time. See ya.